Black perspectives haven't always been centered in the telling of America's story. Now, we're taking center stage. Introducing NPR's Black Stories, Black Truths, a collection of Black-led stories from NPR's podcasts. Search NPR Black Stories, Black Truths wherever you get your podcasts.
Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton's We Thrive initiative made a recent stop in Bloomington-Normal as the first of her statewide We Chats. Those are casual conversations about what Illinois women need to achieve financial freedom. Organized by the Peoria-based Minority Business Development Center, the Bloomington We Chat gathered more than 20 women of color who own small businesses in the region. Stratton tells WGLT's Lauren Warnicki some of the things she heard surprised her.
I didn't realize that I would hear from a number of the women that they get started and then they get to a particular point and then they're not sure where to go next. They're not sure where to get resources about how to grow their business, how to expand their business, and that they often feel stifled at some point. I think there might be a level of some sort of assumption that women business owners have some level of mentorship, whether it's from chambers or of commerce or through other entities, but they were very sort of just all nodding their heads as one woman in particular said, "It is lonely here."
Is it like a lack of resources, or is it a lack of awareness of existing resources, or maybe a combination of the two?
It's just remarkable how I hear time and time again, those weren't the lessons that I learned growing up. I did not learn the lessons about how to start a business, how to invest my money, how to plan for the future, how to, just so many things that are sort of basic. And I've heard some women say, but my brothers learned it, or the boy cousins in my family learned it. And they're just, historically and generationally still just is not the same level of conversation that's happening at our kitchen tables and in other spaces in our home and in our schools and on our campuses about women and what we should be thinking about in terms of money and our financial futures and being economically empowered. So I think that there's one part that's that. And then I do think that we can do more to make sure that resources that women are aware of the resources that exist.
Whether it's intentional or not, just by virtue of being there, those 25 women in Bloomington-Normal now have 24 other resources that they may not have had before.
I saw the women in the room, maybe having businesses in the same exact towns. Like I know some were from Peoria and other places in central Illinois, and there was such a camaraderie that quickly. Because they could relate to each other. When someone said, "This is what I'm experiencing," and you saw the other heads nodding, and then afterwards they're exchanging business cards and saying how affirming it was, that lets me know that these spaces are needed.
Do you ever feel isolated? Is it somehow beneficial to you to be part of this kind of communal experience with women across all different sectors and areas of leadership?
Yeah, I love that question. And I'm not sure I've ever been asked that question about the impact that it has on me to be in these rooms. There's a part of this work where it was really important to make sure that women's voices led the way. And, I think about how many times women are silenced, women are ignored, their voices are ignored, or I can't speak for you, but I've been in meetings throughout my career where I have a good idea and I share the idea and it's, whatever, not much reaction, but then a man gives the exact same idea and it's celebrated. Those are pretty common experiences that we can think about for women. And so for me, what it is it is an opportunity to be in community with other women who are thinking about, what the governor and I have set forth, and that is to make Illinois the best state in the nation for women and girls. And I chair the Illinois Council on Women and Girls that continues to work on this area. So it's very affirming for me to be in this space and hear women. You can almost see the empowerment come, not because of what we're going to do as this initiative comes to a close, but we see the empowerment happening because they are given a space where it is safe to say what they need and to feel supported by others in the room. And so it's impossible that I would not also be inspired by that.
What do you perceive as being maybe some outcomes?
So there's so many things that we have already done, and we're uplifting those things for the women of our state to make sure that they know, hey, we are working on your behalf. So that's one thing that we want to do. Secondly, as I mentioned, we want them to know how to access the resources that will help them do what they need to do. So it's wonderful that we offer through the Department of Public Health free mammograms to those who qualify. Do women know that that's the case? And usually when I go into a room and mention that, they're sort of like, I never knew that. So we have to make sure that we take what already exists, whether it's in the state or within our community-based organizations, and bring it together, collate it, if you will, so that there's and I don't know what, I haven't envisioned exactly. I mean, I have a thought in my mind of some sort of portal, but I don't know what it will look like, but a place where women are like, that is for me. That is where I can find the information that I need, and making it more accessible to women.
Illinois Lieutenant Governor Juliana Stratton says one possible outcome from her WeChat conversations is a tailored online portal connecting women to existing state resources. She spoke with WGLT's Lauren Warnicki. Also this week, Stratton launched the Illinois Healing Centered Task Force. The task force is part of the Justice, Equity, and Opportunity Initiative aimed at reforming Illinois' criminal justice system through trauma-informed policymaking.